Hey guys, happy Wednesday. It's Joe. It's time for Pocket with Joe. Appreciate you guys being here. We've only got a small slate today of games on the ice. We got those 3 games kicking off with the first game kicking off tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. Now, let's have a quick look at what we hit yesterday. We only went 3 and 4 in that long shot parlay. Not able to get it done. Best bet so came in nicely. We got the Devils over 3.5. Vegas in the first period, but then after that, Vegas blew it to the Sharks, you guys. Really shocked with what I saw there. Now, remember, we sat here, talked about the Ducks, it looking weird with the like the line with the St. Louis Blues. It happened again. The Ducks were able to pull off that win over the Detroit Red Wings. So something that we have to continue to look for is these lines that are not looking right. I want to say a big hi to the 3 people that always jump in here first. Appreciate you guys so much for joining me here on Pocket with Joe. Always great to have your support here. Yeah, Vegas got that call in on the Avalanche. Okay, let's get going here, you guys. We've got these 3 games to talk about. It's going to be a nice, short, fast show here. The first game kicking off at 7 o'clock Eastern with the Buffalo Sabres taking on the Ottawa Senators. Now, Comrie expected here for the Buffalo Sabres. He has a 3.26 goals against average. We got Forsberg expected for the Sens. Now, he's got a 3.6. Both of these teams are coming in strong offensively, getting these goals, finding the back of the net with the Buffalo Sabres, averaging that 3.69 on 31.9 shots on goal. And the Sens coming in at 3.4 on 32.5 shots on goal. The difference with the Senators, I think they have a stronger face-off. They can win those face-offs. Their face-off battle is stronger. And I think they'll get those wins over the Buffalo Sabres in that area. Now, Buffalo Sabres defensively are struggling. We have seen a lot of goals being produced against the Ottawa Senators as well. Both of these teams just defensively not stepping up, with the Buffalo Sabres allowing 3.56 and the Senators allowing that 3.53. I think in this one, this is one where the Senators on home ice should be able to get things done. I'm going to look at their team total. Over 3.5. I think this is a higher scoring game. So I like the over for the full game. But the Senators team total over 3.5, I think, is a stronger way to go. We know that the Buffalo Sabres are coming in here just on a terrible losing streak right now. They've lost their last 6 games. This is the first game of the 3-game road trip. So it either does one or another thing for these teams. It's a good thing to get out on the road, or that first game of the road trip just goes terribly wrong. I thought they would play stronger in their last game last night. They weren't able to get things done. They're on this back-to-back here. I think they're going to struggle against the Ottawa Senators. I see the goals coming in for the Senators. They've scored 3 or more goals in 7 of their last 10 games. Brady Tkachuk is leading this team. I'd look at him for an anytime goal in this one. I think he can get it done. And I really do think the Senators cover that puck line, or cover the team total of 3.5. But I also like them here on the puck line. Now we can take them on the puck line at -1.5 at +150. I know both of these teams are scoring the goals. Both of these teams are allowing the goals, but I think the Senators can pull away from the Buffalo Sabres. I got this gut feeling in this one. Now, the Senators have won each of their last 9 games against the Sabres following a home loss. So we saw them lose that game to the New York Islanders. It was a 4-2 loss for the Sens. It's hard to take the Senators. I know, and it's hard to take them on the puck line when they've only won 2 of their last 10 games. It has not been pretty for this team, but I think they can get it done here. The Sabres just are struggling. They struggle in Ottawa as well. They've gone 1-5 in their last 6 meetings in Ottawa. So, guys, I cannot get there with them. Yeah, it was definitely a crazy night on the ice yesterday. some major upsets. I still can't get over Vegas. I didn't watch all of that game. I watched that first period. Vegas looked strong. I got to go back and have a relook at what happened to Vegas in that second part. Big shout out to Ben as well. Thank you everyone for being here. Adrian, we are going to get to the Oilers and Kings. We're going to go in order of these games. We'll get there with that one. So you guys, in this one, just to recap, I do like the over 6.5 for the full game. Both of these teams getting the offensive production, but both of these teams defensively just shooting themselves in the foot. I really do think this is the Senators game to win big on home ice. They need to pull things together. So give me the Senators over 3.5, I think safest, but I do love that puck line at -1.5 for that +150. And then I'd look at Brady Tkachuk for that anytime goal as well. Okay, the next game on the ice, you guys, with the St. Louis Blues taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, this one is also, well, no, it's at 7:30 Eastern. We have the St. Louis Blues coming in here at -176. The Blackhawks +146 if you have faith in them. We got a total. Actually, it was 6. It's now down to 5.5. I still like it under. I think this is a really lower scoring game. Now, Jordan Binnington expected for the St. Louis Blues, and he's kind of the game changer here. I really like what we've seen out of Jordan Binnington. We know what he was able to do against the Colorado Avalanche, and that was one of those games where we took the St. Louis Blues here because the line just didn't look right. This line looks right in this one, but I do think with what we've seen out of the defense of both these teams, it could go over. But offensively, these teams aren't getting that production. So I don't see the production coming offensively in this one. I think this one is a game that really is just not high goal producing. I'm looking at Jordan Binnington to have another fantastic day. I think the Chicago Blackhawks are going to struggle to score on him. They're only averaging the Blackhawks 2.53 goals per game. And they're being limited to 25.8 shots on goal. Now, the St. Louis Blues are giving up those shots at 33.3, but I don't think in this one that they're able to get the quality of shots on Jordan Binnington. And now Binghamton's only allowing that average of 3.07, you guys. Soderblom is confirmed for the Chicago Blackhawks. He's got a 2.6 goals against average. So I do expect some good production out of him as well today. St. Louis Blues are only averaging that 2.43 goals per game, which is 32nd overall in the league, and a 3.07 for Jordan Binnington. Like I said, I just think this has got to be a lower scoring one. The last time these two teams matched up was last season, and the Blues got a 4-0 win. I think the Blues are kind of turning things around a little bit. We've seen them win those last 3 games. This team is looking to dig deep. Now, they have played strong against the Chicago Blackhawks, going 7-1 in the last 8 meetings. And the Blackhawks have really played up to losing record teams, going 4-1 in those last 5, and the home team going 9-3 in the last 12. But I think this is the St. Louis Blues game here. I would look at taking them in regulation if you want to, because it's just too highly juiced right now on that money line. It's not my favorite bet of the day, but I do think it's the Blues one. If you take them in that 60 minutes in regulation, it's -115 here. But I do think the best bet, even though it's dropped down to 5.5, is that under. These offenses are just struggling too much. The under is also 4-0 in the last 4 meetings in Chicago, and 4-0-1. So we've got that one push in the last 5 meetings overall. And the under is 6-3-1 in the last 10 matchups between these two teams. So give me the under 5.5 in this one. You guys, I see all of your comments coming in here. Thank you so much for joining me. Really appreciate it. If you guys have not hit that subscribe button, make sure you do, trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I love the comments on TikTok coming in. Where's my boyfriend at? You guys, if you find him, please let me know, because I don't have one. Anyway, that's what you get from going in on TikTok. Okay, next game on the board here. We have the LA Kings taking on the Edmonton Oilers. This is going to be the best game of the night. Thomas got the under 6 in that one. Yes, shop your lines, you guys. That is great. You're still seeing under 6s at -120. Head on over to Betstamp.app Use referral code Madden to shop those lines. Always make sure you get the best value. The next game on the board is the LA Kings taking on the Edmonton Oilers. Like I said, this is going to be the best game tonight. Got Western Conference matching up. This total's gone from 6.5 to 7. I still like it over. We've got Cal Peterson expected or confirmed in goal for the LA Kings. Now, he's got a 4.06 goals against average. Skinner confirmed for the Edmonton Oilers. He makes me a little bit nervous for this over. We know Skinner has come out phenomenal. He is the backup goalie, but behind Jack Campbell, but he has played some phenomenal net tending for sure this season. Now, he's got a 2.52 goals against average. Both of these teams have been struggling defensively, both giving up over 3 goals per game, with the LA Kings coming in at 3.5 and 30 shots on goal. The Edmonton Oilers giving up 3.63 and 34.9 shots on goal. Now, LA is off that loss to Calgary. And you guys, I sat here and I totally believed that game would stay under the total. We were basically over the total in that first period. That was one of those games that just blew the total out of the water. I might be reacting a little bit here, taking the over after what I saw between these teams in Calgary. But I do think with the firepower that the Edmonton Oilers have, we have to take this over. I think Connor McDavid's going to have a fantastic day. I'm going to take him for an anytime goal. Now, that anytime goal for Connor McDavid is plus 100. So there is still value there. I think you can look at Leon Draisaitl as well. Over 3.5 shots on goal tonight. It's coming in at minus 106. Now he's averaging right on that 3.5 shots on goal per game because he's had 56 shots on goal in the 16 games so far this season that he has played. So I do expect him to get these shots on the LA Kings. You could also look at Kings Kopitar for over 2.5 shots on goal. I think this is a fantastic bet, and it's one of my favorite prop bets of the night to take Kopitar here. We're getting plus money. We're getting plus 118. Now, he had 3 shots on goal versus the Calgary Flames. We know the Calgary Flames defensively gives up less shots on goal, and he was still able to get that 3. So for him to get 3 against the Edmonton Oilers, who are allowing 34.9 shots on goal, and Calgary's limiting teams to under 29, I think this is a perfect way to go with Kopitar tonight at plus 118. Like I said, he's had 32 shots on goal. He had 3 versus Calgary. I think he's heating up for the season, and we'll get over this tonight. Now, as for a side, I've got to take the Edmonton Oilers here on the money line. It is juiced at minus 150. I'm seeing now. Again, shop those lines over on Betstamp. Try to get better value than that. I wouldn't take it in the 60 minutes, though. This is my problem with this game. This one could go to overtime. If you like it to go to overtime, definitely some value putting it there. But I do see Edmonton being able to pull this one off. They're coming into this rested, and I think they're ready to take on the LA Kings. Now we know the Kings lost in Calgary, which gives them a fighting chance against the Edmonton Oilers. But that was such a hard game. We've seen teams win both of those battles. We've seen teams lose both of the battles in Alberta. But I think this is one where Edmonton is just coming in, and they're going to be the stronger team in this one. I'm really looking for a good game out of both of these. The home team, which is really interesting, has won each of the Kings' last 7 games. So whoever has been at home has won for the Kings. Their Kings have also struggled in Edmonton, going 4-11 in the last 15 meetings. In Edmonton, we saw them in the playoffs last season. This one is going to be an epic battle tonight. So I think best to prop bet this game. I like it even better than this total. I could see the total pushing. I can see this one going to overtime. You might want to sprinkle on an exact score of 4-3 either way for these teams. I could see it coming in. But I do lean on Edmonton to get the win. So I'm going to look at those prop bets. That's the way I'm going to go with this one. But nice trends to the under between these two. I can't get there with the under, not after what I saw out of the Kings in the last one. Allowing those goals to come in quick in that first period versus Calgary. Jonathan Quick allowed 4 goals in that first period to Calgary. It just wasn't pretty. I knew the over was dead in the water. Cal Peterson, though, coming in here, he's got a 4.06 goals against average for the Kings. I think he allows these goals. Connor McDavid is who I'd be looking at to get that goal. So, you guys, that is what I'm liking today. Let's do a quick recap. I'm going to look at your messages here. You put the Kings over. I want the Kings to win. This is who I want to win, is the Kings. I just don't know if they can do it today, Big Sis Lisa. Okay, I'm just reading your messages here again, you guys. Let's jump into the recap here. Talk about these and the parlays. So, recap of this game. The Buffalo Sabres and the Ottawa Senators. I think the Senators team total over 3.5 is the safest way to go with this. You guys know I love chasing plus money, because if you don't chase plus money in hockey, you're pretty much dead in the water over the season. It's one of the harder sports to cap, in my opinion. I'm going to take the Senators here on the puck line for a nice big win at home at -1.5 at plus 150. I'd look at Brady Tkachuk, his shots on goal, or for an anytime goal tonight. He is just dominating for the Ottawa Senators. And I'd look at the over 6.5 in this one if you want to take a full game total, if you can't get those team totals. But I think relying on the Senators and not on the Buffalo Sabres is the best way to go in this game. Between the St. Louis Blues and the Chicago Blackhawks, again, shop those lines. Thomas said he's still getting a 6 out there. I'm seeing 5.5 pretty much all over the board. You definitely want to get the best line value. So head on over to Betstamp, use referral code Madden. Take the under 5.5 or 6. I prefer the 6, of course. I'd look at the St. Louis Blues in regulation in this one. In that 60 minutes, it's coming in at -115. You don't want to pay -176 here. I think Jordan Binghamton, as long as he is in goal, will be the difference maker in this game. And then the last game on the board, we got the Edmonton Oilers taking on the LA Kings. This game is in Edmonton. Even at 7, I still like it over. If anything, we're going to get a 4-3 push. I'd look at this one going to overtime. I'd look for exact scores, 4-3 either way for this one, because if it does go to overtime, all the weight is on these goalies' shoulders. Here, I'd look at Leon Draisaitl over 3.5 shots on goal. I think prop betting this game for these shots, for these goals, is a fantastic way to go in this high-scoring game. So Draisaitl over 3.5 at -106. And then Connor McDavid for that anytime goal at +100. And then Kopitar over 2.5 shots on goal at +118 from the LA Kings. That is my favorite bet of the day. I really do think it's going to come in here nicely for him. I think he's heating up. So, you guys, that is what I'm liking. Let's build a parlay. So, my best bets for this, I'm going to take the Sens team total in the parlay over 3.5. I'm going to take the St. Louis Blues in regulation. And then for the Edmonton and the LA game, I got to take, if you want to, I'd throw Edmonton on the money line, but I think the best bet of this game is Kopitar over 2.5 shots on goal at +118. So I'm going to throw him in there. If you can't put a prop in your parlay, that's what I'd do, would be Edmonton on the money line. I just lean on them on home ice. But you guys, thank you so much for joining me here. Let's make some freaking money today. Make sure you like this video, subscribe. It really helps me over here on YouTube. And then do me a favor. Let me know what you're betting below this video. I want to celebrate with you guys when you guys get those wins. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's make some freaking money. Bye now.